Today we are going to be talking about tuples in Python, and the good thing about it is if you know about lists in Python, then most likely it's easy for you to simply understand about tuple because they are almost the same thing. I'll just tell you the two differences between list and tuple, and that is all. Just a reminder for you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button below if you've not done so. At least in this way you encourage me to continue making these lessons for you. Also leave a comment if there are some lessons you want to, some things you want to learn, maybe some programming concepts or programming language. Just let me know. I'm going to make the tutorial for you. Alright, let's start with taking an example. So let's say subjects is equal to, when we say something like this, math, English, and physics. Now, what we've created here is a list. What do we do to make this to become a tuple? So the difference is, for it to be a tuple, we use the rounded braces. So you use the rounded braces, and that makes it a tuple. So take note of the difference because this is always also very, very important. So tuple is rounded braces, while lists is what? Is square braces. So just take note of this because it will help you to understand the next thing we are going to do. So what we've done here, we've created a tuple, right? And it's as easy as that. So we can go ahead to create another tuple, or let's say scores again. Let me use something we already did before so that it will be easy for you to follow along. So we have scores of different students. So the interesting thing is the operations you can perform on lists, you can perform them on tuples as well. The main difference or the key difference is that tuples are immutable. It means that you can't change it once they are created. So it means that if we try to assign a new item to this tuple, let's say for instance, let's look at the first item, print subjects, print subjects 0, subject 0. So want to print subject 0. Let's see what prints out. Print subjects 0. Tuple object is not callable. Okay. So actually you use square braces to access the elements. Use square braces. So print object 0 is going to print maths. Now what is going to happen if we try to assign a different subject to object 0? Let's take for instance we want to assign chemistry to subject 0. So let's say subjects 0 equal to chemistry. So this clearly will not work. The reason is simply because this is a tuple and not a list. So if I try to run this, let's see what happens. So I receive an error. So it says type error, tuple object does not support item assignment. So, and in the same way, we don't have deletes. You cannot really delete any item from a tuple. Let's look at creating an empty tuple. Let's say names equals. So this is also very much valid. We create an empty tuple with nothing inside. So let's see. So let's just look at a few operations in a tuple. Basically, if you have gone through list, then every other thing is actually the same thing. So if you want to access an element, you use the index. It starts from 0 and to the end of it. So let's see if we can delete a tuple. So delete. So what I'm trying to do now is to delete a tuple. not to delete the elements of the tuple, but to delete a tuple. So let's see what happens if we try to delete a tuple. So to try to do that, just say delete names. So if I run this code, it runs perfectly and names is gone. So if I try to print names, it's going to report an error along the line. So you can say names is not defined. The point is when names is created here, names is deleted here, and at this point it no longer exists. So if I run the delete statement for scores at this point, and I try to print scores at this point, is also not going to be there because it has been deleted. So that is how to delete a tuple. So basically every other thing in you do in a list, you can also do it in a tuple. For instance, let's try to look through the items of the tuple. For item in subjects, print item. We pull a colon here, and then we run it. It prints for item in subjects, print item. So close in brackets. So it prints out the list of items. So this for loop, you need to know about it. And then let's now use a different kind of for loop. For I in range from 0 to what? To scores, to length scores, meaning that the length of the tuple. So starting from 0. So, okay, so I'm going to, so it says expected, okay, not colon, so we use a comma from 0, comma, the length of the tuple. So prints, I'm going to print scores I. So this same way we can iterate and print out everything inside the tuple, as you can see. So there are also other built-in functions like mean, the max, the length that we've mentioned, and basically these are all you need to know about tuple. I think we are done with tuple, and in the next tutorial we are now going to look at dictionary. So I'd like to thank you for viewing. Please try to make out time to play around with this, know the difference between a tuple and a list, and the more you practice by yourself, the clearer it will become to you. So I'd like to thank you for viewing, and we'll see you in the next lesson.